Right, we're here to drop off some laundry, and as we come in, we're greeted by a lovely dog that's been spray painted red on his ears and tail, and two little puppies. Hello. They're so tiny. Good morning. Today's our last day in Dalat. It's 6 o'clock in the morning right now. We're headed to get some breakfast, after which we're catching a coach to Buon Ma Thuot, the coffee capital of Vietnam. So excited about that. Not so much excited about the sleeper bus again, but at least this time it's in the morning, so we've already got some sleep, no issues there, and we're just gonna enjoy the view all the way to Buon Ma Thuot. This morning we're getting some Mi Quang, which is a famous noodle dish from Central Vietnam. It's usually made up of white rice noodles that are often yellow from the turmeric, and it's served with a rich broth rather than a soup. On top you'll see things like pork, shrimp, chicken, quail eggs, but we've gotten the pork Mi Quang, and it's also served with a side of rice crackers, which you can break and you can put it in the soup, and it soaks up this rich broth, and it just gives it a nice added flavor because the cracker has some nice sesame seeds in them. It's not like pho where the bowl is full of broth. Mi Quang is more like a saucy noodle bowl with loads of texture. The flavor is usually savory, slightly earthy, sometimes a little spicy, depending on how much spice, obviously, that you put into it. And the freshness of the herbs and the crunch of the peanuts and the rice cracker, it's a really nice contrast. So we just had Mi Quang, and let me tell you, we've had this dish twice now. Same with any other dish that we've had, you know, pho, Buon Ma Thuot. And the thing that you'll notice here is that despite having the dish multiple times, it all tastes distinctively different depending on the vendor. So it feels like a new experience all the time. But that was delicious. Now that our bellies are full, we're heading back to the hotel, packing our bags and getting collected to go to the coach station. Right, so we've reached the coach. And as you can see, it is very cramped. It's nowhere near as comfortable as the sleeper bus that we got to Dalat from Ho Chi Minh City. It is definitely Vietnamese sized, and as you can see, I'm sort of extended outwards. But luckily, we got the seats at the front of the coach, so I was able to get in quite reasonably well. You can see how narrow the hallway is. Like someone of my size wouldn't be able to squeeze comfortably past that. We had a really great time here in Dalat. The hotel that we were staying at was surrounded by a variety of different cafes and restaurants. So we had loads of options for food and drink. The room itself at the hotel is quite cramped. We got a one-bed room, and we're carrying three small bags each, and it became quite a cramped space. The bathroom itself is quite large, and it's got a shower divider, which I love. I'd highly recommend that hotel. It was clean, the housekeeper was lovely, she was always accommodating. It was a very central and quiet location. So we're taking a toilet break right now, and we're about an hour and a half from Buon Ma Thuot. It is quite warm here compared to Dalat. Dalat was a lovely cool 17-20 degrees, but here in Dak Lak province, on the way to Buon Ma Thuot, the temperature spikes and it's hovering around 25-27 degrees, although cloudy. But check out this view of the farmland here opposite the rest stop, and you can tell it's rained recently, but you can see farmers in the distance at work planting their seeds, and the journey up to now has just been breathtaking, really. Half the time I'm just mesmerized and just looking at the view before I realize I'm not actually capturing it on camera, which is a shame, but I'll try and capture as many things as possible. But I'm really trying to soak it in. I don't want to be constantly vlogging it, because then when you're vlogging something, you're not actually appreciating it in the moment. So I'm trying to create a bit of a balance here. Jelly basically slept all the way. Jelly can pretty much sleep anywhere. One of the benefits from about this sleeper bus compared to the last one is that the seats are very narrow, so you're not really rocking around as much as the previous one. But at the same time, my arms hanging out from the side. I don't really have much room for my legs, so I'm extending them out of the actual area to give them a bit of a stretch, because obviously they're tailored to Vietnamese people who aren't exactly tall. Right, so we've reached our homestay, and have a look at the room. It's quite spacious actually. We've only just gotten in, turned on the AC, it's right there, and it's got a lovely balcony, quite a spacious balcony, with some wooden chairs. Unfortunately, there seems to be some water on the floor here, which is dripping onto the electrics. So we'll have to ask about that. And then as you come in, you've got a huge wardrobe, a lovely open shower with a bucket, Filipino style. It's called Green Traveller. I'll put the details in the video. I believe Jelly and I are the only ones here, and it's quite a big property. Jelly and I have dropped off our laundry, and now we're gonna walk into town to grab something to eat. I'm absolutely starving. So our coach journey from Dalat to Buon Ma Thuot took 5 hours. It was a very pleasant journey, going through the countryside of the Daklak province, and we saw some really beautiful sights. There were loads and loads of rice paddy fields, and you could see the farmers there planting their rice and plowing the fields as well, getting them prepared. Now, I'm not sure whether they've already harvested the rice or they're actually planting them at the moment. Also, we went through some lovely little villages, and it was really interesting because you'd see cows just roaming everywhere on the field. There were some cows on the road, just minding their own business. And the same with chickens and chicks. You could even see the chickens and chicks. Unfortunately, I couldn't capture every single moment because they happened so quickly. We saw some traditional houses as well in and around Buon Ma Thuot. They're made out of wood, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's due to a cultural thing from a specific tribe of people that live in a more traditional way, even to this day. We also saw a lot of people actually sleeping in hammocks on the way here. All the cafes and restaurants had hammocks in the front of their premises, so that people can drink their coffee or eat and basically have a nap in the afternoon, which I thought was very interesting. And to be honest, in this kind of heat, You would want to have a nap after eating some food. Have a look at these flowers that you always see outside people's houses. They're just beautiful. Especially the orange ones. You don't really come across them very often. Everyone loves to plant these flowers outside their house. It just gives it a bit of character and color. And some of the houses here are really well designed. No two houses are the same here in Vietnam. Every house looks nice and unique and is designed immaculately. Just have a look at how wide these roads are.
Where's everybody? Where's everybody?
Where is everybody? Oh, she's doing her run again, guys. Such a weirdo. We just had a lovely interaction with some young men who initially started shouting random words in English to gain my attention. And they finally caught up to us as we were walking. One of them had really good English, but he just needed that bit of confidence to interact with us. But if you're watching this, well done. I didn't want to film it because obviously I didn't want to put too much pressure on the young men. But it's great to have these moments and these interactions with the kids here in Vietnam. And it's great to see them have the confidence to come and approach someone and practice their English, communicate, I guess, with someone from a different country and try and learn from each other. It was interesting because I was talking to him about how I love the Vietnamese designs for the buildings. Every building has a unique design, architecture, intricate artwork and the metalwork. And I was explaining how, it's very different to back home. And he said that he preferred, a more simplistic style of housing compared to the ones they've got in Vietnam. So it's a different kind of perspective that we've got and what we find interesting, I guess. But well done if you're watching this. It was nice to meet you.
Nice done. Keep practicing.
Keep practicing, exactly. And just moments like this that make this trip memorable. So after we had some food, we made our way to the coffee museum. And as you're going past the ticket office and walking up to the entrance, there are these beautiful flowers on the side of the footpath. And there are about maybe 15 to 20 butterflies. I don't know if you can see them. They're quite small. And they're green in color. It's just absolutely beautiful. Buon Ma Thuot is known as the coffee capital of Vietnam. And Vietnam is the second largest coffee producer in the world after Brazil. And they produce robusta coffee beans rather than Arabica, which is widely known in the West. Although they have started producing more Arabica beans, which has a different taste profile to the usual Arabica beans that you get in Brazil, Colombia, and other parts of the world. Now, we'll be learning a bit more about coffee here at the Coffee Museum. I want to learn more about robusta and the history of Vietnamese coffee. As you come in, you get this waft of coffee aroma. It's really delightful and I love it, love it. This place is amazing. I'm actually really excited. Just look how beautiful it is. I'm just a kid in a toy shop here. It's absolutely fantastic. It was really aesthetically pleasing. There's a lot of history here. I'm actually enjoying this more than I expected. I thought I'd come here, look at a few coffee machines, drink a coffee and leave. But it's making me appreciate Vietnamese coffee a lot more. After roaming around so much and learning about coffee here in Buon Ma Thuot and the wider history of coffee, I think it's time to grab one. So it's half and half Arabica, half Robusta. So here we are claiming our free coffee, which we get with our ticket. And I believe this is the Ottoman style.
Yeah.
So this is how the Ottomans used to brew their coffee in the desert. I'm really excited for this. But I feel I might not be able to sleep at night.
Be careful, it's stronger.
Ah, from the top. Come on. Come on.
Thank you.
There we go, our coffee.
Very strong. I feel like just by sniffing it, it'll keep me awake for 4 days. Oh, compound. That is very hot.
What is it like?
Wow. You would think that it's really strong with taste, but it's actually good. Yeah.
Is
I
it-
thought it's going to be bitter.
Is it quite fruity?
It is fruity, yes. It's good.
Have a look at this. Look how thick and creamy this is. So after we visited the World Coffee Museum, we got a bit peckish. And as we were walking through town, we came across a lovely restaurant called Meloise Kitchen. We didn't really know what to expect, but we went in anyways. And we were really pleasantly surprised. The food was delicious. I got some sweet minced beef with rice, and it came with an egg. And then Jelly got a...
I had chicken and rice. I've noticed here when I arrive in Vietnam, I eat more greens than I've ever been anywhere else in the world. So, yay, hooray!
Right, Jelly's staying healthy here in Vietnam. So now we're gonna head back to the homestay, get some rest, edit a video, and see what we do later on tonight.